Hey guys, wanted to go over a package that I just got out of the mailbox. See what we got. The car everyone's been waiting for. I already cut it open. Let's see what this is. Since I ordered this so long ago, let's see what we got here. Okay. Red Bull decals for my Slotcar F1s. That's the bad news, the receipt. Let's see what this baby is, as if you don't already know. It's packed very well. Ooh, baby, come on. Pull this guy out. This stuff. Screwdriver, just in case. Here's what the packaging looks like of the Shadow, in case you've been living under a rock. It's very nice. Typical MR slot car. All fancy. Comes with a card. Mine is 984 out of 1950, so everybody should get one. Let's open her up. I definitely prefer these. Really helps hold the car in place. I know Slot.it does it, a couple others. Carrera does a little bit. Holy crap. They did do a good job. I don't know why I can't figure that out. There you go. As you all know, I'm not a dark on dark wheel to tire, but that looks really sharp. It comes off more of a, at least it appears to be more charcoal than black, but some engine detail. Driver's got decent detail to them. And that front, baby's low. Let's see what it looks like off the base. This is against most of my normal doings, but we are gonna do it for this car. 'Cause I think I'll plan on running this one at some point. So the brushes, to me, seem a little short, but it does have a nice deep, looks like a wood guide. There's my finger for reference, if that helps, I don't know. But it looks like the, if you're familiar with the Slot.it guides, the CH07 does have spots in here for your set screws, so you can set the right height from the bottom. Does have a motor pod configuration. Looks like it has some other holes for set screws, I guess to help balance out the chassis. And let's open this guy up. See what's on the inside. Everyone sees the car and the underside, but I want to see where the magic happens. Excuse the mess. I'm in the process of eBaying a bunch of stuff that I have no use for. Did I take all of that, or did I take the wrong one up? I took the wrong one up. Took the wrong one up. Excuse me. It's all good, I don't have the Rona. Just a simple sneeze. Let's put this guy back in while I'm still thinking of it. Alright, let's take this guy apart. Okay, so as you could tell from the underside, Sidewinder It's interesting. The wires are super thin compared to what I'm used to seeing. I don't know if you can see that or not. Looks like a plastic gear with a brass pinion. And this one, I guess, is the easiest way for them to make it work with such a shallow front is they connected the wires in from the side, which is definitely something I've never seen before, or I don't recall anyhow. It does have the right height screw holes in the front here as well. Does have a magnet in it. We'll be yanking that buddy out. And let's just mess around with this for a second, see if we can, because it looks like there's not much gap around this motor pod, so let's loosen this up and see how it feels. Oh yeah, I can really tell. Oh heck yeah, that's nice and loose. And that's not really that far, the screws aren't that far backed out. That's nice. But the wheels are done very nice. They look pretty simple. I'm not so sure about how the guide works, and I don't want to take it apart before I've had a chance to run it, in case that was my last time. But it's got 3 screws, and it almost looks like the brushes are folded over and then pressed together with this piece that's screwed down. And then I assume you would slide those in the side to make contact. But for right now, I'm going to leave it the way it is. There's no markings on the motor. It is, it does have motor screws in it to fix it to the chassis, so there's no wiggle in that. Some brass bushings in the rear. Your typical slot.it type setup up front. There's no bushings, so you got a lot of play until you get your screws set in there. And it's like everything in this car is really small. The wires are small. The bushings, I mean, they look normal size on camera, but they're pretty tiny. I don't have anything nearby to compare it to, but I'm sure they've done their testing and they know exactly what's gonna work, so that's all that matters. Tires are a little hard, but they look like, I don't have my calipers here. They look like they're probably gonna be like a 15 by 10, 15 by 11, somewhere in there. So hopefully your favorite tire manufacturer, whoever you favor, will have a tire that fits this. I will know tomorrow, unless I can find some tires in my junk box here. Let's see what we got. This should be a 1403. 1403 does fit. I will tell you already that if you mess with the tire too much, your lettering is gonna start to wear, and that's just from taking it off one time and trying to put it back on. So don't let that hurt your feelings too much, but that's a good chance that it's gonna happen. Let's put this brush back down and see how it sits with that tire. They need a higher or a taller profile. No, looks pretty good actually. Once you get there. Yeah, maybe a 1404 or 5 would probably be better. Oh no, I see it. It's got a little bit of a concave action going on. And the 1407 is too big, so we'll have to wait till tomorrow and try a 2104 or 2102. I'm sure, as you know, we prefer super tires, so I assume that we'll be able to find one from them. So that's it. Just wanted to show you the ins and outs of this guy. And like I said, it's a really low tolerance on the motor pod. There it looks pretty big, but it's not as big as it looks. But when you loosen the screws, that sucker loosens right up. So there's plenty there. So it also looks like you can maybe buy a different pod and make it angle winder if you choose. I mean, there's quite a bit of room under there, really, for such a low car. So they maximized everything. They may have done some creative, taken some liberties there, but it's a killer car. I can't wait to get it on the track. Those look like 14 wheels on the front. So if you're going to trim them up, you could probably find some slot.it tires, 14s that you could put on there, but I'm probably just going to true these up, let it run it a little bit, oh, excuse me, and let her rip. I'm going to leave that tire off so I don't mess it up too much. It's already missing some of it. So what I'm going to do is put this back together, and at least on my initial thought is it's definitely worth getting this car, at least as far as the looks go. I can't imagine it's going to run that poor, especially with all the tuning you can do to it. So I will be back in touch after I've tuned this baby up and run it through its paces. May be a minute. Like I said, I got all this eBay junk behind me. I want to get listed, and when I moved, this house wasn't quite set up like my old place where I had a lot of display. So, got a bunch of stuff probably never going to use anymore since I don't plan on moving again, and if I do, it's going to be because I'm too old. So I'm not going to want to mess with all that stuff. So I'm going to throw it on eBay, move it down the road, put the money towards something else. Now, what is wrong here? There we go. Yeah, make sure that you dip it in this way and get the wing underneath the plastic. Otherwise it presses down on it. And that didn't feel too good, so be careful. There you go. MR, Mr. Slotcar Shadow. Get yourself one, enjoy it. As soon as I have this out and running on the track, gotta clean all that stuff up first, I will be back with a driver's review. Thank you much. See ya.